Yo, it is. You know it is. It's your man, King Musa. Welcome to the Hub Hero, where we dive into the 7 dimensions of wellness to help you thrive at Stephen F. Austin State University. I'm your host, King Musa, and today we'll be focusing on physical wellness. In this episode, we'll be diving into the importance of maintaining a healthy body through exercise, nutrition, and self-care. We'll be talking to your Dean of Students, Dr. Andrew Dees, to uncover the resources and tips for prioritizing physical wellness at Stephen F. Austin. Let's get started. Joining me now is Dr. Andrew Dees, the Dean of Students at SFA. Welcome, Dr. D. No.
Jump the gun. I've got the sound effects today, friends. That's all right. We're gonna roll with it. This is live radio, baby. Let's go with it.
Right. Man. I was ready to hype you up. I was really ready to hype you up. Like, they didn't even know what was coming.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Well, before we get started, I got to ask you a question. Last time you told us you give a nice, healthy donation to Campus Rec.
Absolutely.
But I just want to know.
Monthly, friends, monthly.
Wow. What a subscription.
I know. Because I'm so selfless is why I do it.
So you don't ever think about using the actual resources?
Well, I wouldn't want to take away from students. I think it's just important that I make my financial donation $32 every month. I wouldn't want to take away from your experience, Musa.
It's empty.
I know. Look, the people are saying they're so proud of me.
Those are the people in your head.
Well, hey, there's plenty of them. There are plenty of them.
Oh, man. But all right, let's go ahead and dive straight into it. How would you define physical wellness and its significance to student life?
Physical wellness is your body, everything about it. So what you're putting into your body, how your body is feeling, the messages and the signals that it is giving you that we usually ignore most of the time.
Right.
All of that and kind of how it interplays together and plays with the other dimensions of wellness.
Okay. So I do have to ask you, like, when recognizing physical wellness, how would a person recognize if they are, physically well?
Well, when you go to the doctor, they're going to take your weight, they're going to take your height, and then some will spit out your BMI, your body mass index. I happen to believe that's a bunch of malarkey.
It is.
So assigning yourself a statistic isn't really doing anything, but it's what feels right for you. Like there's some things we know, like if you drink a fifth of vodka every day, we know that that's going to do stuff to your liver. We know that's going to do stuff to your kidneys.
Right.
But beyond that, it's what you're putting in your body and listening to your body. When your body hurts, what is hurting? What is it telling you? When's the last time you drank water? Are you doing nothing but caffeine all day long?
Right.
And so that's all of that is impacting everything.
Okay. I like that. Why is maintaining physical wellness crucial for a student overall well-being?
Well, and it goes back to that interplay of the 7 dimensions of wellness, where if you don't feel well, let's say your stomach hurts, so you skip class.
Right.
So you had a test that day, or maybe you've got something else more sinister going on. That's going to impact, I'm going to be stressed now, or maybe you're stressed, so you don't feel well.
Right.
Thus, you don't go to class. Thus, you don't go and see your best friend that you've been planning on hanging out with. So other things you can kind of get through, but if you're not physically well, that's the foundation. That's the core of who you are.
That makes sense. So I know when most students come to campus, they got to get that bacterial meningitis shot and everything else like that.
Yes.
That's like mandatory.
Yes.
But then you still kind of go through your everyday cold. You still kind of go through your everyday fatigue and things like that. So would you say, you mentioned paying attention to the physical wellness, but is that really that important? Or if I'm sick, do I still got to make it to class?
Well, no, please don't go and get other people sick. But I think it's just recognizing that we all know how we feel. We may wake up tired. That's what coffee's for. But recognizing hey, my knee hurts and my knee didn't normally hurt before, or I've been having consistent headaches. Headaches aren't your normal state.
Right.
For most people. Some it is. And so just recognizing it. Don't go to WebMD. WebMD is going to tell everybody they have cancer. If you're sleepy and your stomach hurts, it means cancer. That's not that. So self-diagnosing is a horrible idea.
Right.
But like when something is off, like we've got our health center on campus,
Mhm.
students can go for free. If they get some tests run, they may have to pay. But I think it's just listening to your body and recognizing when something is off, but also recognizing things are going to be off.
Right.
Like when you're coming to school, your bodies are still developing, your brain is still developing, you're experiencing new things. Maybe you're staying up later than you did before. You're eating different things. So you've got to give your body time to adjust as well. Your body is its own little ecosystem.
Right. Okay. I like that. I like that. Who stands to benefit the most from campus physical wellness initiatives?
Well, most importantly, our students, because the more healthy our students are in general, the more successful they're going to be. So then vicariously, you're about said universe. Well, the universe benefits too, but the university
Right.
benefits. Excuse me, got all choked up there thinking about it. But I mean, everybody's going to win. The more healthy everybody is, and physical wellness is something that usually gets put on the back burner
Right.
when we're talking about your emotional wellness, your intellectual wellness. But your physical wellness is just as important because, like I say, that's the ecosystem that you live in.
hmm Would you say that's just with the campus rec, or do you feel like maybe RHA got something going on? Like, how do you recognize those initiatives?
Well, I mean, anybody could do that. The Dean of Students Office could do something. We could, we're talking about having Wellness Wednesdays,
hmm
where maybe that could be mindfulness. As we've got our 7 dimensions of wellness. There are 9 months in an academic year, so we could do yoga. We could do goat yoga. Even just walking,
Right.
going out and walking, like being outside, getting some sunlight has such an enormous positive impact. Getting that
Man.
vitamin D. For me as an administrator, I sit behind my computer all day long.
Stand.
Yes, I don't. Well, stand and sit. I don't
Okay.
sit all the way down. But reminding myself to get outside for a little bit, just into natural, non-air conditioned air, and getting some sunlight. That importance of that can't be overstated.
Honestly, and I'll agree with that because SFA has like the gardens, and we have
Mhm.
like gardens, trails, and I
Mhm.
don't know what the other side is, but we'll call
Mhm.
that the garden as well. And taking the time to just go walking outside in the garden, or even cry. Like sometimes I
Mhm.
feel like Jesus in the garden, and
Mhm.
I just gotta cry sometimes, away
Mhm.
from my dorm mates, away
Mhm.
from just people, noises,
And that's a
everything else
healthy
like that.
expression of emotion.
Right. Okay.
And you mentioned walking. Take the stairs instead of the elevator. Like that, for me, for those who may be, higher up on the age scale, that can hurt. Or at least take the stairs down.
Okay.
Like any chance that you can get to burn some calories, get some cardio in, because you've only got one heart, and if your heart starts to go, that's going to impact everything else.
hmm
So walking out on campus, like the institution for employees actually has a 30-minute wellness that you can sign up for. And so in an 8-hour day, you can technically work 7.5 hours, and then you have that 30 minutes to go do exercise, walk around campus, theoretically go to the gym, play in an intramural event, go play some sand volleyball, just something to be physical.
Yeah. Shout out to that. When is the ideal time for students to incorporate fitness routines in their schedules? Ooh.
Now, routines and habits are really hard to form
hmm
and really easy to break.
Right.
And so, there's a science to working out. And like when I was in grad school, I went to the gym 5 days a week for probably almost a year. I didn't know
hmm
what I was doing. Like working out isn't just going and bench pressing stuff and
Right.
running and so that's using the resources that we have here on campus. And you can get personal training sessions just to learn how to do stuff and why to do it. There is a science behind it, and so there has to be some intentionality there, and not just doing it. Even just walking, you doing that cardio, just anything. I forgot what your question was because I'm rambling on.
It was about a fitness routine,
Fitness,
right?
so yes, developing habits and routines. Like you've got to start doing it early, and then you've got to commit to it. So at some point, if you do it for a month, it's going to become habit, and you don't think about it
hmm
anymore. Just like getting up at a certain schedule. Like if you sleep in till noon every day during the summer, and then you come on the first day of class, you try to get up at 6, that's
It
going to
ain't
be
working.
really right. And you're going to be crabby. Everybody loses. So getting yourself transitioning out of summer life back into fall life, developing those habits, eating well, going to breakfast, doing stuff like that.
I think what really stood out to me when I started 23 semester.
Mhm.
During that time of just going just to class and then going back home and then finding small activities to do, it wasn't fulfilling. It kind of
Mhm.
made campus seem useless or
Mhm.
school useless. But after talking to the dietitian, Miss Jessup, which we will have her later on,
Excellent.
but talking to her and incorporating, hey, you shouldn't be drinking Sprite and Chick-fil-A's lemonade, all throughout the day. Maybe let's try sweet tea, And
Mhm.
so that fed into, okay, cool. If I'm making that health change, let me take myself in the gym, And so finding that time to go to the gym, whether it was the morning, whether it was midday, so I can take my nap right after,
Mhm.
I recommend that. If you need that time, hit the gym, hit a nap. Or if you struggle going to sleep at nighttime, hit the gym, go to sleep. It's gonna burn you out. That's how I feel about that. What about you? What's your best time of going to the gym?
I reject the premise that I go to the gym. When I did go, I would go in the morning. It didn't do anything to wake me up. So
Mhm.
I think it's you got to know yourself in that. There were times that I would go right before bed, and so you've got to find that sweet spot because it's either going to energize you or, like you said, it's going to completely burn you out where you're ready to go to sleep.
Right.
I think that depends on a lot of other factors. But when I did work out, I would go in the mornings.
Got you. Got you. Okay. Where can students find comprehensive physical wellness resources and support on campus?
Easy question and easy answer. Campus Rec. There's amazing team over there. There's the climbing wall. There's the pool, the lazy river,
Mm-hmm.
outdoor adventure stuff. And gym intimidation is a real thing. And quite frankly, that's why I haven't gone. I have been gym intimidated for years
Okay.
because I have an ego. I know this may surprise
I,
you,
I'm
Musa.
I'm
Um,
I'm shocked over here.
I know. Like, let's find something. I missed it. That wasn't it either, but I used to play the
You're
trombone.
crashing.
I know. I don't like admitting that I don't know something
Okay.
or that I don't know how to do something. And so now I'm 43 years old and to go ask, no shade, an 18-year-old, like, how am I supposed to do this?
Mhm.
Like, I'm gym intimidated. I
Okay.
used to pay for Planet Fitness. I used to pay one gym when I lived in North Carolina was $60 a month. And it would take the Budweiser Clydesdales to get me to go to the gym. I'm gym intimidated.
Dude.
I don't know what it is. Like,
Okay, wait,
ain't
wait,
nobody out here pays
You
my
you know
bills.
it's not just the weights and stuff, right? Like they have classes.
Who wants to do that?
What? You wouldn't do a Zumba class?
No.
Not
I've seen Zumba classes. Those are crazy.
But you just get you don't got rhythm.
White men can't dance.
I knew it. I ain't
I
gonna
can
say it.
dance, of course, but other white men can't.
Oh, so why don't you teach them? Why don't you show them that there's been a
Well, I
change
do
in
believe
society?
that children are our future.
Right.
Teach them well and let them lead the way. Whitney Houston.
Okay. Well, like I was saying though, they have other initiatives in the campus, right? To get you started if you don't know what you're doing in the gym. Plus they have get a gym buddy. They
Well,
have
and
all those things in there.
in all seriousness, gym intimidation is a real thing.
Mhm.
And they do have the gym buddy where somebody will help you, will work out with you. And
Right.
that was really important for me. But I think it's just recognizing that we all didn't know something at some time. Like you didn't know how to do all of this radio stuff until you learned. And
You want
so
to know something?
what?
Get over yourself.
Get over yourself.
Get over
That's
yourself.
exactly what it is. I didn't press it hard enough. And I missed it again. I'm going to have to take this thing home with me. But that's exactly what it is. Like, doctors at one point didn't know the bones in the body. And so it's absolutely a pride and ego thing.
Right.
And you just have to get over yourself
Right.
because you've only got one body.
You
And
got to take care of it.
exactly. And, the older you get, I used to be I could eat this desk when I was an undergrad and not gain an ounce. And now I look at a picture of a hamburger and I gain weight. That's the reality of it, friends.
How
Exactly.
how can students actively work on improving their physical wellness?
One step at a time, literally and figuratively. Get out and walk. Challenge yourself to get on the elliptical and go for 5 minutes,
Right.
then go for 10 minutes, then go for 15 minutes. At some point, there is a tipping point where one enjoys working out. I have yet to cross that, But at some point it's there. But also, you don't have to go and bench press a Buick. You can just go and get on the elliptical. And I used to run almost an hour on the elliptical.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say that I enjoyed it, but I know legit, it's really good for your heart. Cardio is incredible for your heart. My blood pressure is always low, which is good. But I think just recognizing that you don't have to go do everything, like flipping the tractor tire
Right,
over
right.
and whatever the rope thingy, like you don't
Battle
have to
rope.
do all of that.
Yeah.
You can just go and go and walk around the track.
I got something else for you.
What?
There's a 3-part process.
Okay.
Right.
Teach
The first
me.
part is you need the discipline.
Yes.
We talked about that last week,
Mhm.
right? But the discipline ends up leading to a desire because you're starting the discipline. You want to keep it going because you've seen yourself do it, but then it will become a delight, right? So until you create a discipline of just saying, hey, it's just one day, or just going walking, or just
Mhm.
wait. But then I have this question, right? Do you not set goals? You don't have like this body goal and everything else like that? Like, I want abs and
Oh,
all of that?
I mean, who doesn't? But
right.
I am impatient.
Okay.
And this also, I think, is what leads to folks not taking care of their physical health because it's not something that happens overnight.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yes, do I want abs? 1,000,000%. Do I want to wait a year,
6 months.
6 months?
Right.
No. I'll just
But
go
they
get
stay
plastic
once you
surgery.
got.
No,
okay,
they don't.
Drake. Okay, Drake. Mine say.
Because you keep working out.
Right.
Again, this is the racket we spoke on at the beginning, which is still everything that. Oh. You shouldn't. I would, of course, never say a bad word.
Yeah, he's having too much trouble with that.
Clearly. But I think it's the desire has to surpass the laziness if we're
Mhm.
being honest with each other, and has to surpass the fear.
Yeah.
And that for some people, for me, and I'm making light of it, but it is a serious thing. The emotional things you have to work through to go and do it. It's laziness for me, 1,000%. And I'm like, yeah, I could have abs, or I could sleep for 30 more minutes.
You can sleep when you're dead.
Correct.
You can sleep when you're dead.
But
But
to that argument, we're all buried in the ground.
you still sleep.
We're all worm food. So you with your abs and me with my knot, we're all worm food.
But
Not me.
before I
I'm
get-
going to be charcoal.
But before we get there, you know what's something crazy?
What?
This actually feeds into something else that's part of our wellness. Is the financial. I
Mhm.
cannot believe you're giving a $32 every month to not work on the physical part.
I know.
So
isn't
do you
that
not
ironic?
see it affecting the financial?
Well, it is, but I have rationalized it that it is me supporting the students.
That sounds like an excuse.
Yes, your point. And because I could walk over there and do the paperwork and stop it, but I'm like, or I'll just
But you
Maybe
walk
I'll
over
go.
there, you might as well go in there. Yeah.
maybe I'll
What
go
about
one day.
basketball? You don't play pickleball, volleyball,
I love
sunbathing at the
sand.
pool?
I'm a ginger, first of all. I burn instantly. Sand volleyball, yes. I will mess you up in sand volleyball.
Well, you're 6'4",
Okay, and you're 4'4".
5.
4'5"? Okay.
No, 5'4". Wow. Wow.
The first cut is the deepest.
Boo. Appreciate y'all.
You got it. No, like I am not. There's a
You gotta get
miscon-
tethered.
You have to get tethered.
Yeah. To the gym.
Oh, I was like tetherball. Like that's the
No.
thing that you.
Oh, that was lit as a kid.
Yeah, until you got hit in the face with it.
I'm too short to
Dodgeball
get hit.
all day long. I'll play dodgeball. Love volleyball inside and out. Basketball, I'm terrible at it. I can foul really well. Yeah.
Interesting. I'm gonna take you on a basketball court. Well, that concludes today's episode of the Hub Hero. Thank you, Dr. Dees, for your insight on physical wellness. That concludes today's episode of the Hub Hero. Remember, prioritizing your physical wellness is essential for a balanced and healthy life. Make sure you use the resources available to you here at SFA. Subscribe to our podcast and for more insight into other dimensions of wellness. Until next time, keep moving and stay healthy. Question again. What are we talking about next?
Nailed it. Financial. We talked about financial a little bit, so let's talk financial.
Bet. So we'll be talking about financial wellness coming up. Subscribe to the Hub Hero for your weekly dose of wellness tips and advice. Connect with us on social media to share your insight and stay engaged with the SFA community. See y'all next time.